Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. Before we begin, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit that notification button so you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. If you have a question, a topic, suggestion, if you want me to give you my take on anything, put it in the comment section. If you want to connect with me on social media outlets, on Facebook, you can search for me, Carlos Flores Jr., on Instagram, on X, and on Threads, you can type in at Back on Basics. Before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to the 503 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're growing. We're becoming a bigger and bigger entity. And what I'm saying is, we're becoming kind of like a support group. Sometimes, things come out of a dream. And sometimes, and one of the things that I've made myself a promise when I restarted this channel and actually started a new channel because the other one got closed, at Back on Basics 9985 restarted. And so I said, there's not going to be flashy lights. I mean, there's going to be some funny videos, don't get me wrong, and maybe some cooking videos or something, or nice places to visit or something like that. But it all leads to Back on Basics in the here and now. And so, last week was my birthday on Thursday. I turned 50. I mean, I'm healthy. I'm trying to stay my best. I'm not saying that I'm trying to be fit or anything. I just want to be healthy, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to have the ability to be mobile so that way I can do things that I want to do and have to do. And at the same time, so that way I can create these videos and help you and give you different aspects of life balance, of different kind of balances. Remember, 4 balances instead of 3 now, right? And we'll talk about that in a bit. And at the same time, I want to be real. I want to be that person that you can trust because, I have no flash. I just want to give you something so that way you can think about it and you can either choose to accept it or choose not to accept it. And that's okay with me, as long as you know that there's over 500 videos, 600 shorts. There's about 200 micro shorts on Instagram. And I think there's maybe about 30 reels on Facebook. And so again, I'm trying to spread and then just give you different aspects of it. Not all videos are entirely the same. I give a little bit of adaptation based on where I'm doing it, based on which videos I do first. Remember, there's a Spanish short, and then there's an English short. There's this longer video. I mean, there's so many different things. So, and I've said this before, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not trying to be facetious. I don't want to seem conceited, but yes, Thursday was my birthday. I was 50. I turned 50 on Thursday. So if you want to celebrate my birthday with me, so here's the suggestion. It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would be great if I can get at least 50 subscribers. At least 50 subscribers. So again, at Back on Basics 9985. I want to make sure that this spreads out. I know that, people ask me, do you have other intentions on what to do? And I said, well, do you know what? As long as I'm learning, as long as I have life experiences, as long as I have my previous experiences, as long as I have this mind, body, emotional, and spiritual balance, I'm going to be here. I'm going to give you topics. I'm going to give you different ways of looking at not only the world, psychology, people, learning, and why we are so automatic to be negative. Ladies and gentlemen, including myself. I know there's sometimes when I get negative, and that's my initial negative thought, I've learned how to process through that. And sometimes it takes me a little bit of time. Sometimes it takes me doing something physical or mental or emotional or spiritual. And sometimes it takes me a long time because it varies. But again, I'm here. I'm happy. questions, you can put them in the comment section. If you have suggestions, put them in the comment sections. If you want to, if you connect with me on social media outlets, again, I told you every beginning of every video, it has the different ways that you can connect with me. And so today's topic is talking about toxic culture. Toxic culture is very interesting. I mean, it's an interesting topic because toxic culture sometimes means one person and sometimes means a group of people. And so how do you deal with toxic culture? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I gave it to you in less than a minute ago. It takes that four. It takes those balances, right? Mind balance, body balance, emotional balance, spiritual balance. And so again, those four things, when you are constantly putting in the work and you're working to get ahead and amongst a sea of negativity, or maybe just a seed of negativity, you have what others are trying to have and don't realize that sometimes you can do it individually and sometimes it takes a support system to get you through. I mean, there's so many different ways to deal with it, but again, sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it takes a little bit of opportunity. Sometimes it takes a little bit of adaptation. And so toxic cultures are not fun, either in any environment, because they're trying to reel you in so that way you can also be toxic, so that way you can be anxious, and so that way you can talk about people, so that way you can, again, be negative. That's the bottom line. It's just being negative. And so dealing with toxic culture, it's hard sometimes, but if you're doing the things that we're talking about doing, then you will be okay. That doesn't mean that some days you're not going to feel like, oh, why am I doing this? But again, we'll get through this. Remember, falling down, falling down, falling down, falling down. How many times do you think some of these great thinkers, great educators, great entrepreneurs, great different aspects, how do you think they got to where they got to? Persistence, perseverance. They moved through toxic culture. They actually have been, these people, because I've read on some of them, they've actually had selective ideas on how to select the people that are around them. They put together their support system. They don't let the support system put together by themselves. They choose the people that they can trust and the people that can help them adapt in the way that you are thinking or they are thinking. They are doing things. I mean, it's hard to be a team of one. But when you have a support system, oh, you can be a team of one, plus you can be other people that can see from different perspectives and tell you what's the best way for you to get to where you want to get to, for you to get to your goals, for you to get to your dreams, for you to get to your success. And believe me, perseverance, ladies and gentlemen, can lead to success. Balance, life balance can lead to success. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can practice every single day. Toxic culture can also suck you in and can also, it can lead to you becoming toxic, you becoming anxious, you becoming like different aspect, negative. And so we have to be careful that we're not. Remember, right? Some people don't realize that as people are looking at them in front of them, right? In the limelight or in the light or within environment, and you're trying to pretend to be positive, there's other people that are looking from behind you and in the limelight or in the darkness, looking at your true self. Believe me, it's not difficult to find the people that are negative. It's not difficult to find the people that are toxic. It's not difficult to find the people that you need to stay a little bit far away from, because you don't want to become toxic. You don't want to become negative. I mean, it's hard enough to deal with other people doing that and trying to suck you in than you starting to do that. You are losing that balance, right? We have to have mind balance so that way we can be sharp in our goals. We have to have physical balance, right? So that way we're, so that way we're physically active and we can do it. We have to start. We have to start having our emotional balance. How do we do that, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, I told you before, the easiest way that I can figure out how to get balance in your emotions: sit in a room, sit in a quiet room, and quiet for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Believe me, your thoughts are gonna come out of your head. You're gonna see things, and you're not gonna even hear things, but you're gonna get to a point where you'll reach an aha moment. It's kind of like meditation, because meditation, you're when you're breathing, when you're closing your eyes and you're focusing on the breath, in and out, in and out, and you're focusing on that, you're visualizing your breath in and out. And so, I mean, you get into this meditative state of mind. You get to a point where things don't matter. For me, at the age of 50, a lot of things don't matter. There are a lot of other things that do matter. And so, again, I want to make sure that you understand that a toxic culture is something that you don't want to be in the middle of. You want to be focusing on moving forward. You want to be focusing on getting to your dreams and your goals. You want to be in the here and now, ladies and gentlemen, here and now. And so, you want to have a good support system. You want to make sure that when you're dealing with adversity, you have your team right next to you and they're doing everything to get you through to success. So, it's hard though. And I want to be honest with you. It is hard because sometimes you can't. Sometimes even the most positive people can become negative. And it's because that toxic culture, that negative culture has actually taken over a little bit or a lot of them, or they don't see the positivity in things. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that if you put in the work, that if you're humble to people, right? That if you right, have life balance as you're doing activities, as you connect with people, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, that toxic culture, you will pass through it to your success, to your goals, to your mind, body, emotional, spiritual balance. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that come on board. Again, just go through it. Use your support system. Back on Basics.